Hello, so our final topic lesson, and we're still sticking with a geography focus. And today our learning intention is to identify and use simple compass directions. So have a look at these pictures. Do you recognise them? The gentleman in the bottom is from the film Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's Jack Sparrow. What is he looking at? What's shown in my other pictures? That's right, a compass. Have a think. Do you know what they're used for? Have you ever used one? Seen one? Why might a pirate need one? So pause the video now and have a chat with your grown-up about what you use compasses for and why pirates might need them. So hopefully you said something along the lines of the compass will help you work out which direction you're going in or which direction you need to go in to get somewhere. So there are 4 main points of the compass, and they've been marked on my little symbol here with an N, an E, an S and a W. Have a think. Do you know what those letters stand for and what directions they tell us about on the compass? So hopefully you've got N is for north, E is for east, S is for south, and W is for west. 4 main directions we need to know about when taking directions. I'm going to now, hopefully on the next slide, we're going to get a song that will help us remember those 4 directions.
South, east and west, up and down, right and left. North, south, east and west, up and down, right and left. North is up, south is down, east is right, west is left. North, south, east and west, up and down, right and left. North, south, east and west, up and down, right and left.
There you go, so that's a nice little song there. If you want to watch the actual video that goes with the song, the link to it was on my previous slide. So there we had a nice song there that will help us remember which way to put the letters when we're drawing out a compass on a map. So when a compass is drawn on a map, the N for north is always up the top, and S for south is always at the bottom, and E for east on the right, and the W for west is on the left. We can also use little rhymes to help us to remember how to write the directions on the compass as we go round the circle. And a couple of those are going to pop up on your screen now. A lot of your grown-ups probably recognise the first one, never eat shredded wheat. So that's reminding us that we start with N at the top, and then we do the E, and then we come round down to the bottom for S, and then we finish off with the W. This other one here with the elephant, it's another rhyme we could use, naughty elephants squirt water. Maybe as a bit of a challenge, you could try and come up with your own one. So I don't know, something like 9 eels swam wickedly. What other sort of rhymes could you come up with that use those letters in that order, N, E, S, W? Have a think about that after the video. Right, so we've already looked at the four main points of the compass. We've got north, east, south and west, but sometimes we might want to be a bit more specific and give more accurate directions for somebody. And in that instance, we would split the compass up even further into some more directional points. So if we wanted to go somewhere that wasn't quite north, but it wasn't really east either, we might want to put a directional point in that's halfway between the two. You can see we've got an N and an E, and that stands for northeast. So we're going to go in a direction. If we walk that way, we're going to go in a direction that's halfway between going north and going east. So have a look. I've also got an SE, an SW and an NW. What do you think those letters might mean or stand for? That's right, the SE is southeast, the SW is southwest, and the NW is northwest. So that then takes our four main points up to 8 in total, because we've put 1 in between each of the two main points. Okay, so as we go round, we've got north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, and northwest. So now we're going to go on and use those directions to find our way around a map of a zoo I've got. Okay, so here I've got a map of a little zoo. You can see there's sort of pictures showing you of the different areas within the zoo, the lion enclosure, the zebra experience, the small animal zone. We've got our compass up near the top with our 8 directional points, and down near the bottom I've got a key which sort of shows you what symbol to look for the restaurants, the toilets, the play area and the picnic area. And we've got some questions here about directions we could go in. So it says, if you are standing at the aquarium, I've put a little yellow star there, which direction would you walk to go in to get to the lion enclosure? So have a look where the aquarium is and where the lion enclosure is, and have a think, what direction do you think you would need to walk in to get to the lion enclosure? So hopefully you can see my little yellow arrow appear now, and if we were standing at the start, the aquarium, we would need to travel west to get to the lion enclosure. You can sort of see that arrow there is going in the same direction as the west compass point on our compass symbol. So let's have a look at question 2. If you're at the aquarium, which direction would you need to go in to get to the orangutan oval? So again, have a look where the aquarium is and where the orangutans are. Which direction would you need to walk in to get to the orangutans? Well done. Hopefully you spotted you would have to be going down the map, and going down on a map like this is going south. My yellow arrow which has appeared is travelling in the same direction as that south compass point on my compass signal. So well done. Right, and our third question. Again, we're starting at the aquarium. Which direction do you need to walk in to get to the restaurant? Look at the key. The restaurant is shown by the knife and fork. So then have a look, where is the knife and fork drawn on the map? And which direction do you need to go in to get from the aquarium to the knife and fork? It's a slightly trickier one, isn't it? It's not one of our main 4 points. This is one of those other directions that we looked at on the last slide. It's not quite going down to go south. It's also not quite going straight across to the east. It's halfway between. So we need to go southeast to get from the aquarium to the restaurant. Well done if you did all of those. You're going to do something very similar to this in your actual task, which is in your pack today. So on the next slide, I'm just going to go through that topic activity you've got in your pack to get you started so you know what you're doing. So here is your topic activity, which is in the pack. You've got this little grid which has got loads of different classrooms and locations you might find in a school. And you've got a circle with the word start on it. It's a green circle, and that's where you're going to start with. And whereas on the last activity with the zoo, every question we came back to the aquarium and started from the same place. In this one, you're going to start at the aquarium and keep travelling throughout the school. You're not going to go back to the start after each direction. So, for example, the first compass direction we've got is from the start, go north 2 squares. Where are you now? So you're going to start at that green circle and you're going to move forward 1 square, 2 squares, and have a look which room you ended up in. All right. So you can see my yellow arrows showing me moving forward into the first box, into the second box, and I've ended up in class 3. So I've written down the answer to number 1 is go 2 squares north, and you are in class 3. So you've got 2 options. You can either just do the directions and work out where you are each time, or as a challenge, you can write your answers to each question like I have done there in a sentence. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one. It says so you stay where you are now. You're going to start at class 3 and you're going to go east 2 squares. Where are you now? Remember, you're not going back to the start button. You're starting for number 2 where you ended up, class 3. Okay, so we're going east 2 squares. Have a look. Where would we be if we went east 2 squares from classroom 3? Okay, so hopefully you've worked out that going east 2 squares from class 3 takes us to the sports hall. And I've written that down as then go 2 squares east and you're in the sports hall. So well done if you worked that one out. You're now going to go through the rest of those directional questions, carrying on from where you were in the previous one. So you're going to now go on to number 3, starting from where you are in the sports hall, 4, 5, and then number 6 and 7 give you other challenges to think about. So see how you get on with that activity, where you end up, what directions you can give. Okay, so good luck with that. And on the next slide, today's art activity is also linked to compasses, so I'm just going to have a quick chat about that. So once you've done topic lesson today, you can have a go at the art activity, which is related to compasses. If you've got a paper plate, you could try making a compass like one of these ones here. They've got just drawn on their directional points, or they've actually got a piece of paper which they've managed to create their compass needle with. If you don't have a paper plate, then don't worry, just get a piece of paper, cut it out into a circle and design your compass. There is also within your pack a link to another website which will help you make an actual compass using a magnet and a cork if you've got the equipment. But if not, don't worry. So have fun, and we'd love to see everything on Padlet.